Your favorite compas have another jam-packed episode of the Four Compas Show. In this episode, we get into the top NFL defensive teams for the upcoming season, and we continue to give our off-season grades. Today, we will be talking about Gilbert's favorite, the AFC and NFC South. We'll get into those teams. Plus, we were both at WWE /AAA's Worlds Collide in LA over the weekend, and we have a lot to tell you guys about that. Especially, I think Gilbert wants to buy his son a new hand puppet. I think he became a fan of somebody new. So we'll get into who we saw. We'll give a quick review on Money in the Bank, and time permitting, we'll have our Barrio of the Week and una más. How are you doing, Gilberto? And do you have an engagement question for our viewers and or listeners?
I do, but man, who's so excited to talk about the Tennessee Titans and the Jaguars and the Panthers and the Saints? Well, I love the South divisions. No, they're terrible, but we got to get through all the divisions in the offseason. But we got plenty to talk about. We got wrestling too as well. And yeah, we're showing love to the defense today. So that is the engagement question of the week. Best defensive NFL team in 2025. Is that the Chargers with Jesse Minter? What? Is that Chris Shula and the Rams? What? Maybe it's the Broncos, Fernando's team of 2025. Maybe you still believe in the 49ers. Nick Bosa and Fred Warner are still there. I don't know. Maybe it's the Ravens. Maybe it's the Super Bowl champions. I can't forget about them. The Philadelphia Eagles. Houston Texans. Let me know in the comments. That is the engagement question of the week.
I hate that we're talking about the AFC and NFC South because I feel like I need Austin Eckler here to remind you to wake up because
yeah. Just make it all wrestling conversation today. That's
there you go. Oh, no, I don't know how people would feel about that, but all right, let's go with the intro.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So we're Compas.
Yeah, we are.
There you go. Hey.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Dago is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7th-rounder. So
freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
What's going on, sir? It feels like I had nothing to offer you, Fernando, because I just saw you on Saturday for Worlds Collide, boom, 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 which goes back to 1994, apparently. I did not know it goes back 30 years, 31 years. But huge. That was cool to see you, like old times, like, when we were the Compas on the beat, actually on the same beat. But maybe I'll see you this week, too, for a Chargers practice. We'll see. We'll find out. So you pretty much know my life. I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing well. I have an interesting. Well, by the way, Worlds Collide was fun to go to. I know we're going to get into it a little bit later, but it was just so interesting because obviously it literally was all Latinos filling the whole stadium up, and we saw license plates from Baja California, from different places, and you're just like, yeah. This is AAA, this is literally AAA wrestling. And I told you the most interesting part about this is there's no storylines. It's just going in there and wrestling. You don't know anything about this. You don't know anything about, and boom, it's all wrestling. So that was interesting. And thank you again for picking me up at the train station. And then obviously I was able to make it on time for the game. But for the San Diego FC game, so I definitely appreciate that. But yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of fun, and I think that was your first. Was that your first AAA experience?
Yeah, first AAA event. And I told you, Fernando, when they got that announcement together, I'm like, hey, I want to go see some lucha libre. I've been wanting to go see it in person. So it's actually kind of fitting that it happened this weekend with everything going on in LA. I see people in the comments talking about it. So hey, La Raza was strong and ready for lucha libre at the forum, so that was pretty cool to see. And just the attention that they got, and we're gonna get into it later, I know. But it's different kind of wrestling, Fernando. But it's cool that they're at least for now, WWE is letting lucha libre stay lucha libre, and then kind of have that freestyle, more circus kind of like attitude.
Yeah.
And to see everybody around the country really enjoy was pretty cool to see.
I loved when Dom came on the mic and I saw your face and you're like, where is he? And then he happened to be right there, and Dom just turned everything around.
Actually,
and,
it was everything that I wanted besides a Penta appearance.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I couldn't complain. That was awesome seeing Dominic in there. And his dad, Ray, all the legends, Chavo Guerrero, too.
Oh, yeah. And Fluffy was there. A bunch of people. And then they even brought out some other wrestlers that, so it was, it was pretty good.
Blue Demon.
Yeah, exactly. So they had a bunch of people. Let me ask you a question. I've been pondering this for the last few days. Let's just say in the next 4 years, Travis Hunter is a very good wide receiver and a very good cornerback. Are we going to have, oh God, his name just Jimmy Graham 2.0 when it comes to time to pay him? Is it going to be, and I was just thinking about this the other day, if he becomes a very good corner and a very good receiver, maybe he's playing 60% of the time at receiver, 40% at corner, and he becomes very good at both positions, he's become an all-pro, whatever. In 4 years, when it's time to sit down, or maybe even 3, sit down and talk contract, will he say, I deserve a lot more money than a wide receiver and a lot more money than a corner because I'm playing both and I'm doing it at an elite level? We haven't even seen him play a down, but I'm very interested to see what you think. Did I just get Travis Hunter paid? Huh?
Did I miss Jimmy Graham playing on defense, or like why?
No. Well, remember Jimmy Graham wanted to be paid like a wide receiver when he was negotiating his contract with the Saints. Yeah. He's like, I line up more at receiver than I do at tight end. So that's why I was kind of going with the whole Jimmy Graham angle. We've never seen this, but I think I'm like 4 years ahead of it. Like I don't know why I'm like that.
I was like, you're gonna ask me Travis Hunter, cornerback, wide receiver?
No. I'm just
do at the same time. Like you kind of just jumped into this question. You're very eager to ask me.
Oh, I don't know why it just came up randomly in my head. I'm like, in 4 years, we could possibly see him say, I want to get paid like a wide receiver combined with a cornerback because that's what I do. And I'm just like, the Jaguars don't know what they signed up for. And the Cons have a lot of money, but man, it's a conundrum.
Again, it's the AFC South show. You want to ask me a good question? It's a good question. It is an AFC South segment. It is obviously way too early, but I guess the comparison is the Shohei Ohtani. Like he got paid a bunch of money because he's a 2 player, even though he hasn't pitched in a long time. Those Dodgers, huh? I need to get a Dodger
San Diego this week.
I was gonna say the rivalry this week. I should have got a Dodger hat today.
Oh, Dan's excited. Dan wants to get off so that he can watch Padres Dodgers.
You know what's funny? I know we're going off so many topics right now. I've had people tell me like, "Oh, you're gonna watch Dodgers Padres." I'm like, when did people become Dodgers Padres fans, or when do people get so excited about this rivalry? And I'm like, nobody gives a crap about the Giants anymore. So that kind of shows you about San Diego.
And they're on a 5-game winning streak. Haha, I pay attention.
San Diego Padres or LA Dodgers?
No, the Giants.
Oh, there you go. So you do pay attention to nobody gives a crap about the Giants, at least not here.
If I have to go to Petco Park, I don't want to be the idiot that's like and not know anything.
Well, you're the versatile guy. You've been telling me about what you're doing in San Diego. But to answer your question, Fernando, yes, if he does become very good at both positions in the next 3 to 4 years, you got to figure out how to pay the guy because there's been nothing like it in the NFL. Yeah, you could compare it to baseball, but obviously you know very well salary cap and guaranteed money in baseball and football are much different. So it's going to be something to look forward to in 3 to 4 years from now.
I was waiting for somebody. Uber Goober Jock, what if McConkey cooks the living F out of Travis Hunter and wants a lot of money?
Oh, yeah. Just keep it going, huh?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. We can always rely on him to come in here and give us
I do wonder, though, they're going to commit to full-time both ways, but we'll get into that, too.
What?
Like I feel like the rookie year they're gonna bluff and make them like 20% cornerback and the rest 100% wide receiver.
Really?
I don't know. We'll see. I just like don't see it.
I think he's gonna. You know what I think he really is gonna be? A third down corner.
Yeah,
I think that's when he's gonna come in, third down corner, because
I can see.
I don't know. again, we've never seen anything like him. Like Champ Bailey, obviously, those kinds of guys. Like they did it for a bit, but they never did it. They never did it full time. And Travis wants to do it full time, but you got to take care of his body, dude. You're not in this for 3 to 4 seasons. You're in this for. They want to have you for 10 to 12. So that's why I'm like wondering, but I don't know for what reason. And it wasn't like Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones where I thought about it in the shower. So it was like it was just a random thought I actually had on the train. You know when it was? When I was watching Money in the Bank on the train ride back, I was thinking about it. And I'm like thinking money and everything. I'm like, Travis, I'm like, I wonder how much he's going to ask for in 4 years. You know what? And it's going to be in 3. I can already see it happen. It's going to be in 3 years. He's going to ask for.
And I'll say in the next 3 to 4 years, he's going to appear on a WWE card because he seemed like a very energetic
AEW,
guy.
Sir.
Yeah.
AEW.
Oh, yeah. Actually, never mind. I totally forgot about that. Okay. He'll be on a pro wrestling card and we'll figure out which one later, but most likely AEW if they exist. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So
sorry, Tony Khan, friend of the show.
Oh, friend, he is two-time friend of the show. So
yeah, he missed him 1 year.
Yeah, exactly. What was I gonna? So yeah, that was just that was definitely interesting to get into that. Real quick before we bring the fellas in here. Aaron Rodgers finally signed. We talked about it on the ride over to Worlds Collide. What do you think about it?
You know, I feel like I finally started like paying attention to it. I've been so annoyed with like when is Aaron Rodgers going to show up? And like I've been telling you guys all along, it's going to happen. Like I hated all the stories about what about the Vikings or what if he retires? I'm like, come on, they had a handshake agreement. No way you go into a season with Mason Rudolph as your best plan here. Come on, like even the Steelers,
especially when you have a number of nationally televised games.
Yeah, and then also waiting until the 6th round to take a Will Howard, like that's not your plan. Like you have a handshake agreement with Aaron Rodgers, so I didn't like that whole storyline. So honestly, I was just kind of fatigued. Not anything against Aaron Rodgers, but I was just kind of waiting for the deal to get done. I got a sense it will. And now that it did, I started looking. I'm like, you know what? Let's keep it real. I get people don't like Aaron Rodgers. I get that he's older. I get that people don't want to give this team credit for waiting for Aaron Rodgers, like Bradshaw did, Terry Bradshaw. They forget about the DK Metcalf trade because George Pickens got traded. But when all the dust is settled and all that, and the contracts are signed and people are done waiting, it's a better roster than last year. I don't know if they're going to be a Super Bowl contender, but I have a sense they might win that first playoff game and maybe be out of the playoffs in the division round. Like, I like DK Metcalf much better than I like George Pickens. I like the rookie running back, Caleb Johnson. They have a very good offensive line. I shouldn't say very good, Fernando. They have a young, intriguing offensive line. If they put it together, they got multiple first-round picks there. They got a center in Frazier who was pretty good last year, second-round pick in 2024. They got the pieces, a running game, good coach, obviously. The defense is just ready to go. Like, the defense has been waiting for the offense to pick it up. Maybe they're a little old now, Fernando. I don't know. But it's still TJ Watt if he stays healthy. I know that the secondary, how much can you really get from Darius Slay? But he got added too. Fitzpatrick is still there, Minkah Fitzpatrick. So they feel like a Super Bowl, not Super Bowl team, but they feel like a playoff team. I just don't know how far they can go. And that's where I'm like scratching my head, like maybe one and done again, or maybe not. And also, can Rodgers stay healthy? That's a big problem. And I do think a lot about, remember when Brett Favre left the Jets and went to the Vikings? That first year was very good on a much better roster. I'm not saying they're going to get to the AFC title game, but I could see them winning a playoff game. I don't know if I'm off there. Do you agree? I don't know.
I do, but there's a lot of unknowns. TJ Watt wants a new deal.
Yep.
So that's something that's going to hamper them. I know they have Minkah. The cornerback situation's okay. Joey Porter Jr. had some struggles, but I thought he was okay. They're getting older, like you said. They have a good pass rush, obviously. But the offense is kind of the question when it comes to the team, the offensive line. Is DK going to be able to gel with with Aaron Rodgers? I know they had a throwing session out here in UCLA. By the way, when George Pickens wasn't a part of that, that was my okay. He's going to go somewhere else. The running back situation's okay. I need to see that. You said Caleb Johnson, right? Yeah, he's a rookie, so we need to see a little bit from him. The other running back, I forgot his name.
Jalen Warren.
Jalen Warren. is he gonna have what happened to Austin Eckler when Melvin Gordon left, where he was scoring touchdowns and doing all that, but running the football kind of. So that's what I'm interested to see what because Jalen Warren reminds me a lot of Eckler. I know some people might say that that's not a good comp, but I think he reminds me a lot of Eckler. So I'm interested to see what he's gonna look like. But yeah, I could see them making the playoffs if everything goes correctly. Now, like I told you when the Chargers were thinking about the DK thing, there's going to be games where DK is going to have 5 catches, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns. There's going to be games where he has 1 catch for 9 yards. Is he going to be able to take it easy and not get frustrated? Is Aaron Rodgers saying, hey, I'm playing against the clock. Like, I need to win now. If not, I'm just going to go away with 1 Super Bowl. So that's going to be the interesting part of this. But I can either see this going really well or really bad. And I'm leaning more towards the really bad just because of the different personalities in this locker room. I think fans are starting to grow a little bit frustrated with Mike Tomlin. And I think you're gonna hear it. I mean, you know what? Let's just do it. Why not? Are you ready to go? Week 1 at Jets. Vic, game. Can you take note of this, please? Thank you. At Jets.
At Jets, give me the Steelers here.
Seahawks at Steelers. Steelers at Patriots.
I'll say Patriots.
Vikings at Steelers.
I'll go Steelers.
But it's in Ireland.
Oh, okay. I'll go Steelers still.
Browns at Steelers.
Steelers
at Bengals.
At Bengals, I'll give it to the Bengals.
Packers at Steelers. Colts at Steelers.
That's the rematch, right? I mean, that's the one that everybody's circling. But yeah, go ahead.
Colts at Steelers.
Yeah.
Steelers at Chargers.
At Chargers, I'll go Chargers.
Bengals at Steelers.
Real quick, did I get the Chargers victory when we were doing this game for things? I already forgot. So hopefully,
you did. You had Chargers winning. Yeah. Okay. You said Mason Rudolph, Aaron Rodgers, whatever. They're still going to lose.
Okay. What's this one?
Bengals at Steelers.
Now they're at Steelers. Give me Steelers.
Steelers at Bears.
Steelers.
Oh wow. Bills at Steelers.
Bills.
Steelers at Ravens.
Ravens.
Dolphins at Steelers. Steelers at Lions. Steelers at Browns. Ravens at Steelers.
Ravens.
All right. It? Yeah. Let's see.
That's a pretty good record. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think you had them winning more than 10 games. I think.
Yeah, nobody keep track.
No, Vic did. Vic kept track. I think. I believe. Okay. Well, yeah, I think you had them winning 10 games. So, yeah, Uber Goober Jock is like, hey, we need to trade for Devontae. That'll be a good one. But you know what? And this is what I'm wondering. Chasing Ghost is right. If Aaron Rodgers couldn't handle Mike Dub's route running, he might hate DK. He needs a precise route runner like Adams or
That's
Keenan.
True.
Which brings me to my next point. Vic, can you take this off real quick just to show one thing?
I don't know about hate, but he does need a precise route runner. DK is more of an outside, give me the ball guy.
From the Pat McAfee show, I think. He tweeted out, Steelers may be a Keenan Allen signing away from from winning the AFC North. What are your thoughts about that?
For my story, I had Amari Cooper, but I also like this one. I knew they needed a route runner. They needed somebody to get open. I don't know. I know, like, who has more to offer, and I think Keenan has a little more juice, but I do like that Amari Cooper was able to open up the field for Josh Allen. Like, he wasn't getting the ball, he wasn't making plays with the ball, but he was making plays without it. He was making an impact. You know what? You don't have to give me the ball, but I'm gonna still block for this guy. Help this youngin with a route over here. So I like that for Amari Cooper. That's why I threw him in with the Steelers. But Keenan Allen is also a very good pick here. Like, people thought he fell off a cliff. He had 70 catches for almost 800 receiving yards as a third option for the Bears. So, yeah, money is an issue there. So maybe Cooper is cheaper. I don't know. Honestly, who do you think would be cheaper, Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper? I think Amari Cooper might be younger, Fernando, because one was 2015 and one was 2013 for the draft.
Yeah, he's younger.
So that matters too. But I went to Cooper, but I also like Keenan Allen. But the point is, they need somebody who could get open very quickly to take pressure off of DK. They don't have that. I like the Fryer move. I like the running back. I like the whole line, but they need another wide receiver that'll help out DK and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Keenan is 3 years older than Amari Cooper. So,
but I thought Keenan was more productive than Amari last year. That's the thing.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. All right, that was a good conversation. Let's get the fellas in here and let's see what how their weekends went. First up, Vic, how are you doing?
Doing good. Sorry, I lost my paper here to take notes.
No worries.
Took my little notepad here, so I wasn't able to do the win-loss. But I'll go back and make sure.
We'll never know, Vic.
When we do it,
I'd rather not have you have it on record, because if they do suck, you can't bring this on the show later on.
I think you had them winning more than 10 games, so that is a playoff spot. So yeah. All right, let us get this individual fresh off the plane in here.
What do you see? What do you say? What do you know? I took a wee bit of a power nap before coming on. I'm amped up. I'm happy to be here. How in the hell is everybody doing? Smash like button. Shout out to whoever reminded us. Shout out to you. Oh, Brett. Always. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Always reminding us. Shout out to Brett.
How many planes have you been on, Dan, that past month? Jeez, like you're like on a plane every week.
Oh, within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, dude. So here's my dilemma.
Within a month, he's been on 3.
Here's my dilemma I have. I have about 12,000 miles on my Alaska account.
Loyal fan.
And I have a New York trip in September.
Who are you going to go see, Dan?
I'm going to go see the son of Odin play the Gilberto's quarterback, Russell Weirdo or Danger Russ or whatever you want to call him. But I'm going to be
quarterback.
I'm going to be, oh, well, that's true too. I'm going to be a few thousand miles short of MVP. So I'm trying to see how I'm going to finagle that. Maybe I just take a flight to New York, stay 2 days, and then come back or something stupid like that to get MVP. So
like Chris and Emmanuel do all the time.
I got a wee bit of a dilemma on my hands.
What do you get when you're MVP? You get like priority boarding?
Oh, I get priority boarding, free upgrades for seats. So
that free upgrades is the
well, dude, between that and the priority, I never have to put a suitcase underneath, like unless I got booze in it, like I did last time. Yeah. But I don't drink.
Gilberto.
In case my nephew sees this, I don't drink. I never drink. So there you go. Alcohol's bad. There you go.
Okay.
By the way, shout out to Hannah Sheridan, just graduated high school. Shout out to her. That's why I was up in Washington, seeing some family, watching her graduate. That was a blast. Very nice out
Portland.
there.
I got my information wrong.
It's the same shit. It's like they're all right on top.
He flew into Portland and he drove into Washington.
They're right on top of each other. Yeah, they're right on top of each other.
Like the southern part of Washington.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. So from the airport, you literally cross a bridge and it says, "Welcome to Washington." It's so crazy. Like you forget, like I'm not even kidding. You forget because you're in California and it's so big and you literally have to go hours before you reach a different state. But like I always forget that like in other places, you're literally 15 minutes and you're across 3 different states or whatever.
It reminds me of Cincinnati, Kentucky. Like it's right on the border. So you just walk over, you're in Kentucky.
Yeah. When I went to the Bengals Chargers game a couple years ago, I flew into Kentucky and I Ubered into Cincinnati. So that was interesting to see that. By the way, Dan, I heard that a certain son of a certain compa said Dan and Dago. Like, who's your favorite compa? And
his first words, not dad, mom, anything else. Dan and Dago, shout out. His first 3 words.
Can you hear him crying? He's hungry right now. But yeah, he probably says something like "feed me." That's it. Feed me.
Oh yeah, I don't blame him.
Vic, thoughts real quick on Aaron Rodgers and. You know what? No, let's not go that route. Let's go the route of, are they really a Keenan Allen away from the AFC North?
I don't think so. I really don't see this. And you know, you guys had a really good discussion there, and their defense is going to be good again. It's just what can you do with this offense? And like Gilbert pointed out, they have a young offensive line that you're hoping can mash together and do something this season. But we know with young offensive lines, it's either hit or miss sometimes. And then, how quickly can they develop a connection here between DK and Aaron Rodgers? You still have Fairmute there, the tight end, which is great. But at the same time, they're in a tough division. I felt like last season they were able to take advantage of an easy schedule at the beginning of the season. I think they started 8-3 maybe, and then they just faded because the back end of that schedule got really tough for them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Mike Tomlin. Is this is Aaron Rodgers going to be the quarterback that finally has Mike Tomlin have a losing season?
If it wasn't for Justin Fields coming in and winning 4 of those first 6 last year, I think you would have won your bet.
I'm so pissed, dude. I'm so pissed. It would have been hilarious if Danger Russ would have gone the whole time, dude. Like,
well, you won your bet regardless, but I mean your second bet.
But that's what makes me laugh though. Like, there was nothing that highlights Danger Russ more than that game where it was like win and you secure your playoff spot or whatever. And he slides inbounds with seconds left and with no timeouts and kills the clock and they lose the game. Like, just, I don't know. I love Senor Vivement here coming in with some heat. Not a fan of Dr. Aaron Rodgers. Will be the reason why the Steelers fire the first head coach while finishing 9. That's crazy. Yeah, when it comes to, I mean, you just don't know what you have. It's like Vic said, like you're mixing and matching. And that can go either really well and you look like a genius, or it can go really bad and then your ass is in Malibu. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens there.
We got 3 non-playoff appearances for the Steelers, and one says they're gonna make it because I'm the one I feel like lone wolf. They'll make the playoffs.
Don't worry. You said 11-6. This will be your new Minnesota Vikings 6-11.
I guess, but. It's weird because I'm not really committed to this team, but I'm like, they're going to be the same one and done team. It feels like, I don't know. It's like Texas.
Oh, yeah. I saw this. People are saying that Aaron showed up with like a blonde. No, you're good. With a blonde chick or a blonde woman, and that she had a ring on her finger and everything. And I was like, oh, wow.
The doctor got married? I'm surprised he got settled down.
Who knows? All right.
Dude, Raul over here going with Johnny Football. That's crazy.
Remember when Duck Hodges beat the Chargers on Sunday Night Football?
This guy's an asshole. That's why I hate him. He ruins and spoils Money in the Bank.
What?
And then on top of that, he tries to bring up painful memories. It's crazy.
All right, I apologize. I did spoil it.
Why don't you just bring up?
I'm like, crap. Knowing Danny's probably behind.
Why
I never really watched on time either. So
why don't you just bring up Marlon McCree while we're at it, dude? How about that?
Vic, can you take this off real quick?
Yeah.
I need to give Dan some positive vibes. Dan, would you like some positive vibes?
Of course. I saw my dog not too long ago. What was more positive than that? He's ready to go. Dog.
Who is that, Dan?
Dog. That's the son of Odin, baby. That's why we're talking about best defenses. The best defense out there is my defense of Justin Herbert, baby. That's right.
Did you see Gilbert and Vic, the video of Herbert signing a baby and him playing golf over the weekend?
Yes.
He's having a baby?
Yeah, so a late. Oh, I have the video actually. Hold on real quick.
Yeah.
I guess a lady was like, "Oh, will you?" She asked her, "Would you sign my my baby?" Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I forgot about that video. I need to show you that. Oh, I forgot about that too.
Oh my goodness, 1,000,001. Then you wonder why Gilberto gets angry that we can't hit our times over here.
No, yeah, we can. We always do.
Yeah. 40 more.
We finally make time for WWE and Fernando goes past us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, then we put out WWE.
No, asshole last week wasn't letting me do my picks.
Come on. Like, dude, like look at that. Dude, it looks like he's signing her poo. That's kind of crazy.
Did you see what he said?
No.
He's like, he was gonna fake he was faking like if he was gonna sign her head, the baby's head.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
That's why he was like, oh, and then he went the other way. So, all right,
funny guy.
Quick
Brett.
question for
That's
all
pretty
you
funny,
guys. Jari Alexander has been released. Gilbert, you and I spoke about it on Saturday by the Packers. Best landing spot for him, Vic.
Damn.
I'll say the Baltimore Ravens. They really need the only thing that they're missing for them, and I would have picked them as one of my as my pick for best defensive teams, is their defensive backs aren't as good. And then he would be great playing zone. Like, he can't play man to man anymore. So my thing would be he would be perfect. It's either I'll say Ravens. I don't want to take someone else's pick here, so I'll say Ravens.
Gilbert.
That's a tough one. But even if Jair Alexander is there, I still see Jamar Chase lining them up for 400 yards per game and 40 points from Joe Burrow.
That's true.
But yeah, that's a good spot there by you, Vic. But I feel like maybe the Bills could be one too.
That's
but I know
where I
they
was
already
gonna go.
they
That's who
added
they
the
were.
rookie.
Yeah, that's who they were.
Oh, that's right.
I
They
think
were trade
Jordan
locked.
Schultz.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. I
that
forgot.
they didn't want to
I'll
pay
go
the
with that
17
one.
million.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. So I'll go with the Bills to maybe get it done on a cheaper deal. They're probably like, that's a problem with some of these veteran contracts. The team has no leverage. They're like, just release the guy. I'm going to wait till you release him. Why would I trade any capital, draft capital for the guy? So I said the Bills get it done.
I think Dan and I are going to have probably the same one, but I was going to say the Chargers. I think they still need some juice at cornerback. I think he would fit the scheme that Jesse Minter runs. Obviously the same thing that they run over in Baltimore, with some twists and everything. But I think Cam Hart, Tarheeb Still, I think they're very good players. I think some of the other guys on there are okay as well, but I think you kind of need some juice. And I feel like, yeah, he's missed numerous games the last 2 years, but usually when a player goes to a new team, he kind of has that added juice. And if it's a 1-year contract, he brings in that added juice. He's going to be motivated. I think that could definitely turn things around for them. So that's I think that the Chargers would be very good at that'd be a good signing for them if they were able to get him off the streets.
I like Commanders for Brett.
Yeah, I like that he said the Saints or the Eagles too. That's funny, especially since they traded away. What's his name?
Darius Slay.
Yeah, there you go. I was about to say the chick who always tweets about the Eagles. I forgot one of the girlfriends or whatever.
Uber Jock. Never look at the depth chart. That is just never. That's just misleading, especially with this
training camp around the corner.
Yeah,
but either way, it would be good to have a vet in there too. The cornerback room is probably very young and everything else.
I know who you don't want to see anymore. There's a certain player you don't want to see take the field.
Still there?
At cornerback, yeah. And Darius Davis beat him bad the other day. I know they're in
think of who that
shorts
is.
and t-shirts. You know who it is?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Taylor.
Yeah.
He's still there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of crazy. Okay.
Wow. But yeah.
Well, especially like I said, having some vets there could never be bad.
He said you suck.
Who sucks?
No, my Wi-Fi sucks. I think maybe me. Just checking here.
You need to go check maybe the modem is behind the piano and you can fix it, dude.
Oh yeah, forgot that. But
I knew you were asking.
I moved. The Wi-Fi gets worse.
I don't know.
They have to catch up.
Texans signed Nick Chubb. I think the physical has already gone through, so they have officially signed him. Gilbert, thoughts?
Honestly, what is it with people in the NFL? I know it's June, and they're like, "Oh, Nick Chubb, watch out for the Texans." I'm like, "Yeah, he was good a couple years ago, pre-injury. Nick Chubb, even last year, he took him a while to get going." So that's another one where I don't really lose any sleep over. So Joe Mixon's gonna be the guy, but he's also older running back there. The O-line might be terrible.
They used him a
year,
lot last year.
Yeah, good luck, Nick Chubb, with that O-line. But I do like CJ Stroud, your boy, Dan. I do like D'Amico Ryans, but Nick Chubb doesn't do anything for me.
Real quick, I'll just go with he could either be a J.K. Dobbins where he kind of resuscitates his career a little bit, but I agree with you that offensive line is not very good. The Chargers at least had the left tackle and the right tackle going for them. I don't even think these guys have that. So I just don't see this really moving the needle all that much. I know people are thinking Nick Chubb from like 2000. 19, 20, 21, but no, this is going to be completely different. I don't see that. And Cleveland obviously had a better offensive line than the Houston Texans do. Vic?
Yeah, I'm with you. I honestly like this is kind of we'll get into it, but my biggest concern now is CJ Stroud's shoulder, man. Like,
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
have something.
that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
yeah.
I have something for that.
I
Yeah.
mean, cool. Like you brought in another running back here, another older running back, but there's more problems here. Now I'm a little bit more worried about this Texans offense going forward, but
yeah,
it's a good signing. It's always good to have more guys there, especially if you need someone to pound the ball down in the goal line, because he's gonna find a way to get in the end zone. So I'm with you in terms of the comparison there with J.K. and Dobbins. That makes a lot of sense there.
just real quick, Matthew and Tom, everybody asking about J.K. Dobbins and the Broncos. It could have just been they brought him in. They wanted to see what his
they haven't
thoughts
signed
are.
him yet.
No. They just brought him in. They
for
had
a
dinner with
visit.
him, and I think he flew back already.
Oh, what did he have for
So-
dinner? That's interesting. That's
Probably
so exciting. That's
Well,
crazy.
Gilbert knows Denver, so ask him what steakhouses he used
Dude,
to
it's
go
great.
to,
Have you noticed the way they do that now? Like if it's college, or like so and so is visiting this
I
team.
thought-
Like
hold on. You know what I thought was interesting is that JK tweeted out a picture of him on the plane, and then he tweeted out highlights of himself, like his highlights from last year. I was kind of like, that's interesting, I guess. Like, but I think this is just, hey, where are you at? We're here. Where are you at? And then he kind of tells them what he's feeling. I think the Broncos have Audric Estime, who they drafted last year. They drafted RJ Harvey this year. They have some running backs, so I think it's just kind of the gauges where he's at, and maybe if they need a running back down the line in training camp,
That's
if one of these
good.
guys goes down. Oh wait,
How
no,
about
they
that?
couldn't. They would have to sign him right before training camp. If
yeah,
not,
that's right.
he's a Charger for the rest of the year. So,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
thought
the
he
deadline
was.
before training camp.
huh?
That's
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
the
deadline
deadline.
before training camp.
Yeah, that's what the Chargers signed him to. They signed him on they got that thing that basically he has up until training camp. If he does, the Chargers get a compensatory
Compensatory
pick.
pick.
Thank you. And he stays a member, and if not, he stays a member of the Chargers the rest of the year. But I think they could trade him. So I mean, you at least get a pick for him in a sense. But he has up until the Chargers come out on training camp at the Bolt.
Dude, could you
July
imagine?
17th.
Can you imagine if the Chargers have all three running backs? That's going to be
Compass
awesome.
story.
That's gonna
Well,
be
and then you have the
awesome.
rookie. You have other. By the way, that
That's what I'm
rookie
saying.
rocket kid. I need to do a deeper dive, but I think that's going to be the new Gilbert. What was that receiver's name? The one that fans were bitching about a couple of years ago.
Michael Bandy.
Wanted him- Huh?
Michael Bandy.
God, I don't remember
I thought you were
that.
gonna ask me about Kamani Vidal. I thought that guy.
No. Remember there was a
Fantasy football
receiver a couple
sensation
years
for a
ago
month.
that fans were banging like the table.
Oh,
like,
I know
they
who you're
didn't-
talking about. He ended up with the
Ohio
Raiders.
State.
Oh, Tyron Johnson.
No, it's a KJ. No, the Ohio State kid, the wide receiver.
No, that guy was
No,
terrible.
it wasn't him.
No.
There was a kid that came in training camp. He
Yes.
looked very good, and everybody was
Yes.
bitching about him. And then he got released like 3 weeks into training camp, and he just never. I don't think
bugging
he
me.
ever played again. I just can't remember his name right
It's
now.
bugging me, but yeah.
But Michael Bandy was another name that fans were really in love with. They were like, "Oh, he reminds me of Austin Eckler." No, it wasn't Tyron Johnson.
Tyron Johnson. It's not him. There was
Tyron
another.
played. It was another guy that just came out
Tommy's
during training
excited
camp.
for
Something
Denzel.
Billy, right? Something Billy. I don't know.
No, T. Billy is Tyron Johnson.
No, it's
Oh,
Tyron
it is?
Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, whatever. All right.
All
Let's go over now real quick. Who do you guys think? So obviously no, it wasn't Pookie. Obviously this came because Gilbert ranked his favorite trios in
course.
the NFL.
Roberto loves
Um,
rankings.
I do.
Defensive
really don't, but yeah.
players. Dan, I don't think you're going to be happy with this.
Oh, really? Oh, then let me ask him then.
Yeah.
Where do you
Oh.
rank the Kraken in the NHL? Big NHL guy.
The Kraken, they're very good
Your move
defensively.
is big
Sam,
for- oh,
you
thank
know,
you.
but
Yeah, I got you.
they're not good offensively. And
I
they don't
respect
have
it. I
oh,
respect it. You went in on it. Okay.
I don't know.
12. the hell is this?
But also keep in mind, this is about triplets, not best defense
Best
overall.
defense,
Come on,
yeah.
Fernando. It's about you need to have one edge rusher or
but-
one defensive lineman, one inside
What are you talking
linebacker,
about?
one
I have
DB.
2 or 3 all pros. What are you talking about? I'm like 2 out of 3.
On the defensive line, who? Khalil,
No,
it's
I'm
not
talking about.
Khalil Mack is not 2015.
Khalil.
I thought you said off of that list right there.
What do you mean?
I thought you said it's triplets. One
Yes.
defensive lineman,
Yeah.
one linebacker, one.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Is
really?
that the right trio, or do you have a
Really?
better one? I'm all ears.
No. I said that's a good trio, but like, how are they not higher?
I thought this.
Two
I thought this one
All-Pros.
should have been. I thought this one.
Yeah, I
should have been
was
higher.
kind of surprised by
Higher?
this one.
You
Yeah,
put the
You mean like
Packers.
ranked lower than 10?
I thought the Broncos should be in the top 5. If I'm being completely
Oh,
honest.
I completely agree.
I'll take it. But
Yeah.
come on, these are some good ones. Okay, maybe over number 9, I'll get it. But I like
The Chargers
Uh,
are too low.
Dan,
The
look
Browns-
at this.
linebacker.
Browns
Singleton
really?
is not that good. He brings them down. That's why I couldn't get over it.
Who?
The linebacker for the Broncos, exactly who. That's why I couldn't bring him higher.
You're an asshole. You made me play into that. Like the
Alex
Browns. What
Singleton
are we
is a
talking
who.
about? They had a terrible record last year.
You
Dan,
gotta have
what
a
is
strong
this?
trio.
The Chiefs. Okay, the Chiefs. They were.
And Nick Bonito is not a premier edge rusher.
I'm
in the NFL,
surprised.
okay?
I'm surprised you didn't put your beloved Chiefs number 1. I'm sure that hurt you.
Nick Bolton kind of holds him back a little bit.
Come on, dude. The Steelers, TJ Watt, you never know if he's going to be in or out that week. What are we
But
even
it's like
talking
when
about?
TJ Watt's ready to go, he's probably
Oh,
top
I'm so tired of hearing that. When so and so's ready to go. Well, no shit when they're ready to go.
Look,
Like
sometimes it
same
comes
with
down
the
to like
same with the
duos.
Niners. Same with
I'd
the
rather have
Niners. You
Bolton
don't.
Warner than Bonito and Sertan. Or am
Oh,
I
yeah?
wrong here?
So would you rather have?
Really?
Let's just say,
Yeah,
would you
Warner's the best linebacker in the NFL?
would you
And
rather?
Bolton's very good.
Yeah, every other game,
Nick
whenever he's
Bonito's a
available and healthy.
1 year wonder so far.
Yeah, that's the thing is that they're top heavy here with Nick Bosa and Fred Warner.
Yeah.
And-
I agree with
yeah.
this.
Hey,
Yeah.
the quarterback made $90 million in an extension from the 49ers. I don't know why and how, but he got $90
I don't
million.
agree with this one. I would have put Houston above Baltimore.
That's fair. I won't even complain on that one. I think Madubuike had a down year last year.
Okay, well that
Yeah.
one you can't dispute. Yeah, that one. You
Yeah.
This
can't.
one I was
Whoa, whoa,
surprised.
whoa, I
They
can-
were-
Whoa, whoa,
Unit?
whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
Whoa.
We're
Whoa.
missing the pick six machine. Are you?
I know. I was
kidding
about to
me?
say the guy who picked 6 your goat.
Hey,
Pick
there-
6
there-
your
there's
beloved
something
homie?
about when you cover the number 1 wide receiver on the outside every single week. That's much
Whoa.
better than what Cooper DeJean does.
Oh,
Whoa,
Brown,
being-
pull up
being
the
white.
photo that belongs in the Louvre. You got the photo,
Big
or do I need to
plays.
send it? Do I
You
need to
guys
send it?
overlook Quinyon Mitchell. He's guarded the best receiver every week as a rookie on the
How do
outside.
I overlook?
Yeah.
I'm excited for him, but did he get a pick 6 in the Super Bowl? Or look at that
Oh,
photo.
He
yeah.
did he get it? He got an interception right in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he had a
No.
pick six.
Yeah, I got the picture.
No,
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 I know.
Quinyon Mitchell.
Oh
Look
no,
at that.
Quinyon did not.
Oh, Mitchell?
No?
I don't know. I don't
No,
think
the
so.
linebacker
No.
did.
Yeah, Zach
Oh,
Bond.
Zach Bond.
Zach-
Zach Bond.
Zach Bond.
Zach
Yeah.
Bond.
Let's look at the other
Okay.
ones real
His
quick.
beloved
Miami
Cowboys.
I'm
Dolphins.
surprised I got
Holy
the Eagles number 1, but
Holy
Yeah,
they won the
yeah.
Super
The,
Bowl.
the Dolphins are ass. I think they're going to fire everybody pretty quick.
That was a hard one to form the trio.
I
Without
honestly-
Jalen Ramsey.
the fact that you put the Bengals 31st.
I was about
like,
to say, I'm surprised you didn't put them last. That's how
I
bad the
know.
Dolphins are, apparently.
Well, I'm giving respect to Trey Hendrickson, but he might not be
Wow.
there too. So
Wow.
that's a tough one.
This
The
is
Raiders.
crazy because this is the only defensive player that everybody basically knows.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
name.
Oh,
yeah.
you forgot.
The
Oh,
other
wait.
two, I had to
You
ask Victor
could
for
have
help.
put, you could have put Christian Wilkins also.
When available.
Well, no, I
What
said
the
he
fuck
won
are you
defensive
Yeah,
line. I
doing?
but
can't
you
put
got to
two.
pick one from the defensive line. So
What's up with you guys liking guys who are not available?
Atlanta Falcons,
Wow, yeah.
Jacksonville
Could be.
Jaguars. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Where's
Travis Hunter.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, he's a
Different team.
part-timer cornerback. Tyson Campbell got
Oh,
paid
wow.
70 mil last year.
Hey,
Dan,
Coach
are you
Prime will
surprised
stalk
about
you.
this?
Yeah.
Dan, does this
Yeah.
surprise you?
That's a little
That
favoritism.
they're
there.
too low or what?
Yeah, that Gilbert would put his Commanders,
Especially his Commanders, exactly.
They
And
honestly
then his
could've been 30
Cowboys.
30 something.
where are the Cardinals? I want to.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's see that.
They moved up. They moved up.
Wow, Dan.
Wow, your
Wow.
Rams. Wow,
the Rams
your
are
Rams.
23.
I can't
Hey,
wait.
the
To
People
get,
at House of
and
Horns are
Dirk
gonna
are
come
good.
after us.
I'm gonna
I
get
don't
a.
know
I'm
about
gonna get a
baseball.
whiteboard. I'm gonna put a list of Hilberto's teams at the start of the year. Don't worry.
Ah,
Oh,
my Cowboys are
21.
21.
Oh,
19, huh? Josh Sweat,
Pretty
Mac.
good.
Well,
Yeah, Mac
we'll-
Wilson Sr. is underrated, and Buda
Gilbert,
Baker.
I might have put them a little bit higher.
Really?
Yeah, but you haven't
Well,
seen Josh
I think-
Sweat in this
No,
team.
yeah,
though.
that's
Well,
true.
Baker is kind
I
of
think
old,
Bur-
and Wilson's so-so.
No, I think Buda Baker's very underrated. And
Yeah,
all right.
because he's in
he's
Arizona.
the dude's
Yeah.
the dude's a beast, and he plays linebacker and safety
Yeah,
for them.
Yeah.
So no,
They
but
were last year. They were 32
this
last
one,
year.
let me guess, because of him, you had them a little bit lower.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
older, and Winfield's kind of been a little overrated since there's one good year where he got paid. He was an
That's
All-Pro
all
that
I
year.
needed. That's all I needed. I needed that one, so we're good
Vita
to go.
Vea is always good. I love it. He's the most underrated player in the league, I feel like. But yeah,
Oh,
This
he
one's a
is.
little
I would've-
this one's a little high for me. I like him. I don't like
That's fair.
him or him.
I had him in the top 10 last year. I kind of was kicking myself for that. I don't know
Oh,
why.
because you get
but yeah.
excited about the Bears. Your quarterback, Caleb Williams.
Robert
They were
Spillane.
good defensively the year before. Okay.
No, that guy's a dog. That guy's a dog. That's
No,
the 41
yeah.
from the Raiders.
This
Mhm.
kid's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
dog.
Yeah, that could
It's-
zero.
Also,
I
I've
think-
never seen the trio too. That's kind of hard with the Patriots, but I
Yeah.
like the talent.
You know how there's a lot of rankings going. I've been seeing Gonzalez be in the top 5 corners, and I'm like, wow, like
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of surprised by that. Just because he's been good, but he's been hurt too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good corner in a bad defense though last year,
The
and then he got
best
hurt first year.
ability is availability, Hilberto. Don't forget that.
All right,
tell that to
let's
my
go
friend
with
Anthony
our best
Richardson.
NFL defensive teams. You guys don't have to put like it's not the best trio, obviously, like
Yeah.
Gilbert did it. We're just gonna do
Yeah.
outright best defensive teams. Vic, I'll let you go first.
I talked about him earlier. I saw Gil's story, and I thought about putting several teams here, but the reason I went with the Houston Texans, just with the fact that they have a guy at every spot, like the triplets that Gilbert kind of was explaining, where you have what's the 2 defensive ends, you have a linebacker in Christian Harris, and then you have Derek Stingley Jr. at the back end, and then with D'Amico Ryans being able to run this defense the way he likes it, it also I don't want to bring back bad memories, but what they did to Justin Herbert and the game plan that they used to go after him was really impressive, and that's part of it. They have guys that can come after you in waves. My biggest thing for them is can they sustain it throughout the season where they're not getting gashed on the ground, and that was their biggest thing, because they were able to defend the pass. And so for me, I think they take the next leap under this D'Amico Ryans defense, and that's why I have them as my best team.
And they have that other linebacker. I know people don't like it, but sometimes you need guys that are going to push the envelope, guys that are going to.
If I can say his name, I would say it, but it's a hard name
number
to
zero.
say.
Number 0.
Yeah, exactly.
He's very good. Dan, why don't you give us
The
yours?
Joker, the villain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not even a team.
It's just my guy. My guy's gonna do it. Okay. I think they're gonna be better in year 2. They got a few pieces around. They're drafting. If they can get another few starters out of this draft, I think it's gonna be good. I think the Chargers are probably one of the youngest teams out there, if I'm not mistaken. So just to see, hopefully, that growth in year 2 for Cam Hart, Tarheeb Still, and all that. The only thing that worries me about them a little bit is their pass rush, because obviously Bosa leaves, but again, wasn't very available. You hope Thule develops into more of a starter now that he's probably going to get an opportunity, but I mean, you're going to have to wait and see. And then on top of that, you have Bud Dupree, who also is a depth piece, so like times would show up and wouldn't. Yeah, I know, but it's only for like a year or 2 or whatever. Yeah. So I mean, that's going to be interesting. So, and especially
I thought it was Rashawn Slater.
Yeah. I need this guy. Either way, I need this guy to show up so we can win 11 to 13 games, and I can tell Hilberto I was right again. So
I will say, Dan, that I like your Jesse Mentor pick here, because he proved last year that he's a plug and play kind of guy. Like anybody who's on his team, he's gonna make them good. So I like it.
I have a question for you guys. Were the Chargers, were their defense, were they the best team on third down in terms of holding opponents?
No, they were the best scoring defense. I think they were top 10 in I don't remember third down percentage. I think they were top 10 right around right around 6th, 7th, I believe. But I think number 1 in scoring for sure they were. And I think scoring
7 points per game.
touchdown percentage also was like the lowest in the NFL. Yeah, but
Dollars.
I do agree with everything that Dan said there. There was something else. Oh,
They might use.
it was just crazy that halfway through the year, everybody's like, "Oh, he may be a next head coach," and all of a sudden,
Yeah, I thought it was too
that
early.
completely went away. So that was good for the Chargers. But yeah, I think last year I thought it was really impressive. That safety that was released by the Dolphins, I think it
Oh
was.
yeah, Elijah Molden or
No. The guy that came in and oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. And he had a pick against the Falcons. And he had just came in like that Wednesday or Thursday. And it was just literally like Gilbert said, plug and play. Elijah Molden turned into a star.
yeah.
I guess, yeah, a solid player. I won't say a star.
Yeah.
But,
Everybody had a pick that day, by the way, Fernando. Kirk
well,
Cousins.
that's
Your
true,
boy,
but-
your boy Kirk.
Yeah. I'll go with the Eagles, but with a little bit of hesitation. Did they lose too much? When you become the Super Bowl winning team, when you become the Super Bowl winning team, people try and poach your coaches, your players, everything. Did the Eagles get poached too much, or do they still have enough to where they've built a young pieces? Their offensive line is still one of the best. Well, let's go to defense. Sorry. And do they still have enough talent to be able to sustain that next year? Are they still going to be able to get to the quarterback at will like they did this year? That's going to be the interesting part of this whole thing if they're going to be able to do that. But I have the Eagles as the number one just because of what they did to Kansas City in the Super Bowl. That was just I know we had seen Tampa do it a couple years earlier, but they really took it to them. They had Mahomes playing scared for 3.5 quarters. And he took a beating. So I think, and then what they were able to do to Jaden Daniels the third time that they saw him, what they were able to, with the Rams, it was a little bit of a struggle, but when they needed it, they were able to kind of muscle down and get stuff done. So I think they're a very impressive defense, but where they was too much taken, that's why I say it with hesitation. So, but as of right now, I'll say until somebody beats them, Philly.
Good coaching too. Big Fangio, who is getting more hate from a former player in CJ Gardner-Johnson, by the way.
That's
is he?
hilarious. I don't even see
I
it.
didn't see it.
I guess he said something about like, oh yeah, we cut CJ because of a cap casualty. We couldn't make it work, but I'm not losing any. He didn't say that, but something like, I'm not worried about it. He said, and he's like, nah, that's cap. The kids say, and he's like, it was more because you were able to make me the guinea pig, and you saw that your scheme works with everything I did for you. So you thought, okay, my scheme works. We got rid of CJ. So he said he felt like kind of like he didn't get enough credit for making it work. So
yeah,
I mean, and they've only won the Super Bowl with him. If he's not on the team, they don't win the Super Bowl.
Made the Super Bowl, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Gilbert.
I did want to go Eagles, but Fernando, you're right. They did lose a lot, but man, I'll give credit to Jalen Carter. He might be the best defensive tackle in a year or two after Chris Jones retires or when he falls off his game. Quinyon Mitchell has the makings of being a shutdown corner. Zach Vaughn, I'm kind of hesitant. Like, is he a 1-year guy or is he going to do this all the time?
That's what's going to be really interesting because they paid him, but they paid him a little bit with hesitation.
Yeah, it wasn't like a Roquan Smith kind of deal.
Yeah.
So it was, but he went from special teamers to making that money. I'm sure he's not complaining. But first team All Pro, he was the best, even better than Fred Warner last year. But it's all about scheme and who you're playing with. Who cares if you're best talent and you're able to make it work? So be it. But I'm gonna go with the Broncos. There's some hesitation too as well because I want to see a little more. But that secondary might be the best in the NFL with PS2. The Texas rookie is a Baron. They got a couple whites in there too. They got Riley Moss and I forgot the other guy they have. And then I'm also worried about Bonito being a 1-year wonder. He might get paid this offseason. If you get paid and you lose your motivation, because he was pretty bad for I think 2 years. He was in that Von Miller trade. I think that draft pick, the second round pick that the Rams gave up, turned into Nick Bonito. He didn't do anything. And then he popped off last year. And I saw like a stat that most of his sacks were in garbage time. So I kind of want to see what it does for year two. But they come in waves too, man. Vance Joseph knows how to, scheme up a good blitz there and get guys in bunches. Zach Allen is pretty good.
Yes, Zach Allen.
Jonathan Cooper is another one. They had so many edge rushers that they traded one to the Cardinals midseason. I think it was Baron Browning. I forget his name. But they have a lot of guys there. And then obviously they got the guys from the 49ers. If they stay healthy, I know that I've been praising them, Fernando, but you don't like it because they can't stay healthy. Greenlaw's already hurt. And then you got Ufanga there. There you go. Fat Surtain. Fat Surtain says the Broncos have the best defense in the league. Fat Surtain says the Broncos.
17-0.
Wow. Okay. Fat
Wow.
Surtain. Welcome to the program. Patrick can too. But yeah, I'll go with them number one. Based on potential, maybe that's the way to go. You just never know who's going to be number one next year. And last year was kind of tough to tell who was number one. Maybe I guess the Eagles because they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I like what Uber Goober Jack says right here. You can tell he's a football guy. With that D-line, any DB would look amazing. Just like when they had the Legion of Boom and all that other stuff. That's a football guy. That's crazy. That's good stuff right there.
That's why Gilbert looks so good, Dan, because you're the one bringing all the juice and everything.
I elevate him. I elevate him.
I'm just a scheme guy. You're the one that makes the scheme, you know?
We're good. We're a good tandem. We're a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, you're
like
CJ.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Let me ask you guys. Let's see.
Maybe the Giants. That'll be interesting. Worst to first.
Let's go real quick through the AFC and NFC South. I know Gilbert doesn't want to talk too much about it, so let's go through them quickly, and then we'll get to the WWE talk and end it there. AFC South grades. I'll go first. I had the Jags, and they obviously free agency, nothing really to write home about. They did lose Christian Kirk, who I know it's a hit and miss. Some people will say he was very good. I thought he was overpaid at the beginning. I thought he did some good things in Arizona, but here in Jacksonville, he just couldn't get it to work as much. Evan Ingram, I think that'll be a little bit of a tougher loss than what people realize, just because I think Evan was still a solid player for them. I know he had issues here and there staying healthy, but I definitely think that that Jacksonville, I think they're going to be okay. I'm just not a fan of like their whole Duval. They drafted Travis Hunter, but that's kind of their only like flashy big like, oh wow, look what they did. I don't know if you guys think of anything else. I gave them a C just because I don't really think, I mean, Travis Hunter is not going to elevate you to an A. He's going to elevate you to an A marketing wise. He's going to get you to sell jerseys. Fans are going to love him. But I just like, I see a lot of people thinking they're going to win the division. I'm not a big person that thinks that they're going to win it. I just think, I think you've kind of seen what you think they're going to win the division.
Wow, Rick has the Jags. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I wouldn't doubt it.
I just think their schedule is a lot better than
and then you're not a big Houston guy.
Yeah.
I just, the only reason with me is because
rookie coach.
I don't know if what Trevor Lawrence has can be fixed. That's the only thing. Like I saw some of his regression. I thought that for the first 2 years, the first year he looked like shit just because he had Urban Meyer. That second year he looked really good, but then ever since then he's kind of regressed. Ever since they went 8-3, and then they finished the season not making the playoffs. That's kind of and we don't know what Cohen's going to look like as a head coach. He's done great as an offensive coordinator and as a quarterbacks coach, but as of right now, I'll give him a C in their offseason. But yeah, maybe they turn it around and he makes an offense better around Travis. But I just think there's a lot of question marks with their team.
Maybe if they get down early, Travis will just challenge them to a dance off. So we'll see. We'll see.
A+ right there.
Exactly.
Dan, why don't you go with the Colts?
All right, the Colts. I'll give them what's it called?
Dan, let me just tell you real quick. They brought in
Daniel Jones. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like the thing is for me, like when it comes to these off seasons,
they drafted Tyler Warren. Dan,
who knows? Tyler Warren, great. Who's going to get him the ball? Casper the Friendly Ghost. It doesn't matter. So, like to me, we have to wait and see. But this is such a forgive the language, clusterfuck of a division that it's like anyone could win it. Really, like. What do you have to win? Maybe like 8 games, and you could win this division, possibly, potentially. So,
Dan, what about
what's interesting to see? It's the quarterback battle. Yeah, especially because he's hurt, right? He's hurt.
Yep, he's hurt the same shoulder that he's gotten hurt multiple times now.
What
Dan
drafted at?
He was 3rd overall. Dan.
Number 4. Not that high. Come on.
Wow. And I remember an SI reporter saying, "Oh, this is my guy." Wow. That guy probably feels like an asshole right now, but I mean, we'll see. Yeah, exactly.
Let me out.
No, I'm just kidding. Hilberto, you do a great job. I love your stuff. I just give you shit. You know that. No, I'm lying, but that's okay. He doesn't need to know. But no, I just give you shit. But like that's my thing right there. That's why for me, You don't go all in on quarterbacks unless you're in love with them. Who knows if they were in love with them and they just said, "Oh, nah, we need a quarterback. We can't find anybody." So, who
Are you
knows
in love
what
with
you're
your
going to do?
quarterback, Dan?
Oh my God, the son of Odin! I would go be his bodyguard in a heartbeat if he needed. I might
What if
take
your
a bullet.
quarterback's not in love with your team, like Caleb Williams and the Bears?
Well, then get him out of there. He shouldn't be there. Like that's my opinion. If he's not even committed to the team, why are you going to keep him? You know what I mean? Like, but he's a whole different story. He's a whole different story. But anyway, he has to be handheld in the men's league whenever. I don't know how the hell that's
I
happening.
thought you were gonna say something else. All right.
Trying to get inappropriate?
No. All right, Vic, why don't you do Houston Texans?
I'm doing the Texans. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give them a C. I think part of it too is like I'm starting to see that they got rid of some players that you look at what's the offensive lineman that ended up with the Commanders?
Tunsil.
Yeah, Tunsil. He's asking for a new contract and he looks cooked already. You bring in Cam Robinson to play left tackle. This has always been my thing too, is I know you want to be able to surround the player that you have when you have them in a rookie contract like a CJ Stroud. But the thing was, like, you still have to pay other guys. They went out and they extended Daniel Hunter, which I thought was a good thing. They paid Derek Stingley Jr. ahead of time, which is another good thing. And then same thing with Jalen Pitry. So they took care of their defense. I just don't know where this offense is going to go. So that's why I gave them a C. Like that offensive line, like you trade Green as well to the Eagles. And where are you left with on this offense? Yeah, you brought in Christian Kirk. They went and drafted, and that's the other thing we didn't even talk about, guys, is like they effed up the rest of the league because they gave one of their receivers in the second round a guaranteed contract in the second round. That's the reason why none of these second round picks outside of the what's his name from the linebacker from the Browns has
Carson.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying Trey Harris hasn't signed with the Chargers either.
Right, because of the Texans, because they went and gave a guaranteed contract to their second round pick, and which and then the Browns followed up and gave it to Swishinger, their linebacker. So now it's like, what are you gonna do here? And now everybody's screwed. It'll be a big question because I want to know what happens in the next couple of days, whether these rookies, second round picks who haven't signed, are going to come in for mandatory mini camps. So,
well, neither has the guy from the Bengals,
the Raiders, none of them.
It's kind of
the Bengals' first round pick still hasn't shown up for anything.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy the way these guys really just screw it up for the whole league, and they haven't had a meeting about this yet. Like all the money they pay quarterbacks, doing this now. Like,
Vic, can you take this off real quick?
They're just making it worse and worse and making it harder for.
All the CJ has not push, Dan. That's all they care about. Tush push being bad.
CJ Stroud has yet
NFLPA is worthless.
Practice, and this is what D'Amico Ryan said.
Did he have any work on his shoulder in the offseason?
That's it for CJ, guys. On the questions, that's it. What I said, that's it for him. Like, it's general soreness, and we're taking extra precaution with him. We're not going to rush him into anything. He'll be fine. When the moment is for him to be ready to go, he'll be ready to go.
Why are you playing with your shirt, D'Amico Ryan's? Your shirt looked like it was completely fine, and you start.
It was fine.
No, he was fidgeting.
Well, too, but he's nervous.
They're nervous. They
should have had the fidget spinner.
They look a little nervous. Like body language wise, they look nervous about.
Dude, well, I think Vic just told you. He's like, holy shit! If I don't have this guy, we already have maybe not the best offense, but like again. That was my whole thing with I forgot what team we were talking about, where it's like I just don't understand where the points are going to come from. Like, it's great you hold teams to 17 points or whatever it is, but if you can't score 10 points or whatever it is, you're not going to win very many games. Like, you got to be able to score points also. So
you know who their backup quarterback?
Who's their backup quarterback? Is Davis Mills, Or is
Dan, good job.
Wow, yeah. You read my backup quarterback rankings.
No way, do you have one? I'm gonna have to.
It's my third year in a row doing it.
I'm gonna have to look
it was
that
between
up.
talking about defense and the backup quarterbacks.
I figured no Eastern Stick this year.
Who was his number one? Oh well, North Dakota's not gonna be calling you now, sir. What's who's your number one backup quarterback?
I honestly forgot who was it.
It's not Jimmy G.
Oh, it was Kirk Cousins by default. He's still number 2.
Oh,
Technically.
yeah.
He's like,
Kirk
because
Cousins.
of all the guaranteed money he's getting. We'll just put
Gilbert.
him
Best option from the. Yeah, go ahead.
No, your turn, Gilbert. You have the Tennessee Titans.
I love
Tennessee
Tennessee.
Titans.
Oh, the reason-
I'm going to
the
use
reason-
my time. I was going to say I'm going to bury the Tennessee Titans fans who attacked my story that I wrote
That's
about.
why.
You know,
Sorry, that's
we're
what I
doing
was.
this-
That's what I was hinting at. Sorry, you have
Yeah,
a
we're
story
doing the
out. That's
summer
why.
series, 32 teams in 32 days, and it's just kind of like a reminder of what the team did, and then some opinion. And I guess I was a little too negative. I did say everything that could have gone wrong for Brian Callahan in year 1 did, because they sucked. They were 3-14.
Yeah.
And then like when people are getting mad, like, oh, why you're listing Treylon Burks? I'm like, because you have nobody else on the team. I know Burks might get cut or might get traded, but you have nobody else as a wide receiver. You got Tyler Lockett and Calvin Ridley as your 1 and 2. You suck, okay? You don't even have a number 3. You paid Tony Pollard last year. He stinks. You paid all these offensive linemen. They haven't done anything for you. I get I was harsh on Brian Callahan. It was year 1, but I've seen a lot of coaches with worse rosters than the guy who got L'Jarius Sneed in a trade, who got a bunch of linemen in the first round, J.C. Latham, Calvin Ridley. I get Calvin Ridley is not a good wide receiver, but he's still, decent enough. He did nothing. Everything that could have gone wrong for Brian Callahan did. And I was trying to give the guy some credit, and I said, well, you can't get anywhere when your quarterback stinks. And that was Will Levis. When Will Levis is making turnovers, back-breaking killer turnovers, you can't get your scheme implemented. An offensive coach. I was trying to be nice about it, but apparently I was too mean and too negative. So whatever, all 10 of you Tennessee Titans fans, I don't care. You're on my shit list. You're gonna go from 3-14 to 6-11. Who gives you? And I'm being nice. You're probably winning 5 games next year. So
and they're out of the top 5 pick like that, probably. Wow. So you're really going.
Well, they got their
him.
quarterback up there. When you get a number 1 quarterback in the draft, you're feeling high and mighty. You feel confident. Oh, Cam Moore is gonna be the next coming of like who gives a shit? Sorry, Cam Moore, you're a nice guy, but nobody's talking about you. Okay, you're not gonna be Andrew Luck. Okay. But Cam Ward, hopefully you could give the franchise something positive there. I'm not gonna be mean because people were being mean to me, so I'll say a C+ for the grade. I like Cam Ward as a quarterback, a guy who was a no-star recruit to move up and be a number 1 pick. I think that shows me that you have a good work ethic. Nothing was handed to you, so we'll see how he does with Brian Callahan. So here's my real analysis. They don't have any edge rushers. Arden Key is going to be your top edge rusher. What the hell are we doing here? I like Jeffrey Simmons. I like Trevondre Sweat, the defensive tackle from last year. Can L'Jarius Sneed stay healthy? I don't know. They were a good team against the pass last year. They gave up 27 points per game. There you go. Titans, that's it.
I would not. On. No, hell no.
You saw the memes of Will Levis, too, the way he was throwing picks.
He's still on the roster, too, Will Levis.
Well, what do you want? It wasn't he a first-round pick?
Second.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, second, yeah. All right.
He was like the first pick in the second round.
Best division-changing moves in the AFC South. I will start this off. Colts signing Danny Dimes. They knew exactly what was going to happen. They knew that they couldn't count on Anthony Richardson.
Your guy.
He would need
your guy.
He would tap out, and now they have Danny Dimes. So I really think that he's going to be the quarterback week 1. And
next year in Indy.
I think he's going to be the quarterback week 1, and I think he's going to be the starter the rest of the season unless he gets hurt. Just because I don't think they're going to be able to count on.
He'll be a top 5 pick in the draft. He starts every game next year. I'll book it right now. If Daniel Jones starts every game in Indy, they're going to get the number 5 pick in the draft or higher.
Wow. That means
Daniel Jones. Come on.
That means what's his name gets fired, right?
But he's with Shane Steichen in his offense.
I don't care. It's Daniel Jones. Hey, Brian Dable couldn't save the guy. Come on.
Dude, he's on fire. Everybody get out of his way. He's on fire.
You know what, Gilbert? Why don't you go ahead?
Yeah.
What's mine? Yeah. You know what? Also, keep in mind, it's the AFC South. There's no momentum changing move or no impact changing move in the AFC South. That those teams suck. Maybe Cam Ward, but I'm not gonna be nice to the Titans after they were mean to me. Okay, so maybe Cam Ward, but I'm gonna go with my Texans. They've been reliable and making me look good for the last few years. They didn't go to the Super Bowl last year, but they won the division. They won a playoff game against the Chargers. Sorry, Dan, but if the O-line somehow is decent, they have a lot of weapons there. I like Nico Collins, very underrated. I like Jaden Higgins. Apparently, they like him too in Houston, getting a fully guaranteed contract for a second-round pick. I like Jalen Noel, nice guy at the NFLPA. they're a good complement to each other. One's like the big X receiver, and one's kind of a shifty, go fast, move around to the slot. Jalen Noel, that is, and then so those are three good guys right there. So to me, if these wide receivers are able to get Stroud and his healthy shoulder, damn, it's a lot of ifs here. If Stroud's healthy, the O-line holds up. These are some good weapons right here in Houston. So to me,
and if everyone catches the ball and if everyone does their assignment, they're going to be a really good team.
Here. Yeah, there you go.
I love Brett. I'm so glad the Chargers have Herbert. Gilberto might cook our asses or cook the Chargers fans.
You guys have a good quarterback. I'll stay away from you guys.
I'll say this about Gilbert because I remember this. We did the training camp thing, and I think he did the Raiders. It was the Raiders and someone else, and then he did the Chargers, and he's like, oh yeah, you can tell the difference in quarterback.
I went to 3
I was
Raiders
so glad to see Herbert,
and I still picked them to make the playoffs. I just forget. I get into a zone, and like that was terrible practices. By the way, you're right.
Yeah,
he listened too much to his colleague and friend over there.
It was just a lot of, hey, AOC sucks, and when Gardner Minshew goes in, it's gonna prove you guys wrong. And I think I ate too much of that Kool-Aid, or drank.
You did. You drank it.
Dan, why don't you go?
I think the Jags trading up for Travis Hunter was probably the best move because every Sunday you're probably going to see the same thing as the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 1. They're just going to challenge each other to a dance off, and they're going to start going. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see what they do. Travis Hunter, I guess. Maybe he'll play some corner. Maybe he'll score on both sides of the football. Who knows?
You know, that'd be incredible if he had a pick 6 and then a catching touchdown. That'd be.
I'm wondering seriously.
So slow down.
Yeah, well, obviously, not everyone can be, an explosive white like Coop and pick 6. Gilberto's GOAT over there in the Super Bowl.
I'm surprised Gilbert didn't go with Cooper DeJean, Blankenship, and Jalen Carter as his triplets for the Eagles.
I should have.
It's crazy. It was blasphemous what he did. It was blasphemous.
Zach Vaughn's kind of light skinned, so there you go.
Yeah, that's true.
You're terrible. Go
I'm
ahead.
wondering what's going to happen when this guy has to take on legit, grown men in the run game if he's at corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good point.
We'll see.
That's going to be interesting. Sure. We'll see.
Just to piggyback off of what Dan was just saying in terms of the Jags, when you bring in guys that have been attached to the Rams, it usually is a good recipe for success. Them bringing in Liam Cohen, who was he was under the coaching staff with McVay, and then James Gladstone, the young face, the GM, who looks like he should be in high school. But he's done really well with the Rams. We'll see some of those moves that he's made so far if they pay off. But like I said, I've been going around the McVay coaching tree, and it seems like it doesn't matter as long as you hire them, they end up having success. So that's part of the reason too why I think they're gonna win this division.
All right, let's go over now to the NFC South. I will start this off. I did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We still have to get to WWE, I guess.
I know, right? We'll be quick.
NFC South, come on, let's pick it up.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I give them a B. I thought they did a solid job this offseason. I really thought that them drafting cornerback Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame. He tore his ACL, but he was one of the top cornerbacks. I think they're going to stash him away, and when he's ready to come back, they don't need him. They don't need to rush him back. He'll be good to go. The only problem is Hassan Reddick has already. I think they're saying he's going to miss mini camp or something, or that he's sitting. For some reason, I saw something about him and that he's not going to mini camp for some reason. So I don't know. Oh, my bad. He is expected to attend. My bad. So he is attending. I knew I saw something with him. I didn't know what it was, but okay, yeah. So he's attending. So that's good. I think he'll be a good pass rusher for them. So the Cohen thing might hurt them a little bit, but I still think that they were okay when what's his name went over to the Panthers. Yeah, and Canales, and I think they'll be fine here. So I thought they had a good offseason. Dan, why don't you go?
Okay, who did I have? I think I had the Saints. Maybe the wrong combination was Staley, the head coach, and the whiz kid.
That was for later, Dan.
Oh, what did I do? Oh, grades. Oh, grades. Oh, grades. Grades. Let's go with Who cares? We'll just go with the average. Who cares? It's the offseason.
I think
This
you're gonna give him an F.
This is another bad division. You know, honestly, and I mean,
They lost
this
Derek
is-
Carr, Dan. Remember what the
I
Uber
know.
driver
Oh,
said?
so they
They
got
gave
an
up
A
30
then.
million.
A for the offseason. They got rid of his ass. A for the.
Salary
Did he
suck,
retire? Or
man.
he
Better.
just got cut. I already
He
forgot.
retired, but a lot of people think that he's going to come back after this season. That he's just going
Wow.
to take the 1 year to
Wow.
relax.
Preach.
But like, if I
Preach
was
with the
them,
Lord.
I would really try and come up with what's my long-term plan. See if you're going to try and, go at the season, give it your best, but try and get like a top 3 pick. That way you can get a snag a quarterback. But
Well,
I mean,
the offensive coordinator's son is coming out of
Oh.
LSU next year, so
well, there you go.
Conspiracy.
There you go.
Vic,
Maybe do a little insider trading. Tell them not
I
to go
have the
anywhere.
Falcons. I say
that's illegal.
I'm going to give them a B here. I like that they prioritize their defense here. They brought in Leonard Floyd, Divine Diablo from the Raiders, linebacker, and then you have Jalen Walker and James Spears Jr. Also. So we know what this offense can do. They have explosive guys on offense. So my biggest thing was, can they fix that defense? And hopefully Raheem Morris, we know what he did with the Rams, what he's capable of as well with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So hopefully he has his guys now in there and he can fix his defense.
Gilbert?
Carolina Panthers. I feel like I've been giving them a lot of love, so I'll repeat myself, but I'll give them like a B plus. I know Fernando, that's your team too, and maybe that cancels out the curse there because Fernando's positive momentum there. But yeah, they went with the T-Mac, their Arizona wide receiver. Pronounce his name if you want, Fernando.
No.
Did it? Okay. Our good friend Trevor Etienne, the running back from Georgia. They got the 2 edge rushers in the second and the third round. They got the defensive tackle from the Chiefs, Tershawn Warden, and then the Raiders safety, was it Morig? So they needed a lot of talent, and they needed to fill a lot of holes, and I think they did. And they have good coaching. They have a good offensive line. Bryce Young, I'm still kind of, I don't know, we'll see. But one thing about Anthony Richardson, when he got benched, when he came back, he still sucked. When Bryce Young got benched and he came back, he got better. So I'll give him hope there. So B plus.
All right. What were the best moves of the NFC South? Dan, why don't you start?
There you go. Now, back to what I was saying. Maybe the wrong combination was Staley as the head coach and the Whiz Kid as the coordinator. Maybe you reverse that, positioning, and maybe that's going to be the winning formula right there. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what the little wizard has. Can't be any worse than it has been. So maybe now they'll at least be able to put up points. So we'll see.
If we're gonna have a positive one for the Saints, I say Kool-Aid McKinstry's changing his number to number 4 to replace Carr. Did you guys see that?
No, I didn't see that.
He was pretty good last year. We saw him during camp. I didn't think he was that bad.
No.
So
Yeah.
I'll go next. The Bucks drafting Emeka Egbuka. That's his I thought that was smart. I think they obviously know that Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are kind of long in the tooth. They have a bunch of weapons already. They added him. That's another guy that they could get learning from those receivers. And they just want to keep on giving Baker Mayfield as many weapons as he can. So I thought that was actually a pretty smart move. They're going to put up a bunch of points, and they have 2 really good, talented running backs. So I think their offense is going to fly again this year. So, Vic.
I'm pretty sure we have the same one with Gilbert, so I'm just gonna say the Falcons prioritizing defense in the draft and free agency. And I thought they did a good job. Like, we know this team is capable of winning this division. A lot of people expected them to win it last year. I think their biggest thing was their defense, and they prioritized that. And that, I think that's gonna propel them to win this division.
Gilbert.
Sorry, Vic. It's the NFC South. I can't find any good moves there. But Baker Mayfield's a good quarterback, so you took a good one there for the Buccaneers, Fernando. But yeah, I'm gonna go with James Spears Jr. I keep telling you guys that I like his upside. Just talking to people, that he's probably the most athletic from all the rookie edge rushers. So if he's able to meet that potential, maybe he breaks out. So Jalen Walker was more the safe move, I felt like, because he has a lot of skills and a lot of tools in the toolbox of what I'm trying to say. But the upside on being a pure edge rusher is James Pierce Jr. So hey, you got 2 cracks at it. You blew a first-round pick, but that kind of speaks highly about what they think about James Pierce Jr.
He was the one that had character issues, right?
Yeah, and they had concerns if you love football. Remember that one for Jerry Tiller? Do you love football? And
Clearly he didn't. Have you seen us play on?
You
the
know he's
field?
a Chief,
huh?
You know he's a Chief, Dan.
Oh yeah, of course I do. Uncle Joe Reedy, shout out to him, was did a great job in informing us that we're guaranteed 2 15-yard penalties in either of those games. So
And 3rd team in 3 years, huh?
I can't wait. Yeah. Oh yeah, that tells you everything you need to know right there. Top
No,
notch drafting.
Fourth team in 3 years.
Top notch drafting.
Chargers, Raiders, Vikings.
Oh, that was a midway?
Chiefs.
Okay, I forgot.
Yeah.
Midway season.
Yeah.
I thought he played well. He was making some good plays for the Vikings. I'm surprised the Vikings let him go, but
Don't be
character
fooled.
issues.
Yeah,
They probably saw Joe Reedy's tweets.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and then when you blitz everybody, he's gonna get free at some point. Like, I mean, let's be real.
That's a great point.
He's not reinventing the wheel over here.
He's gonna be next to Chris Jones now.
Oh, good. Hopefully, you can step on him too. We'll see.
Allegedly.
No, we have tape of that. What are you talking about?
Right.
2 games against Justin Herbert. Oh, interesting.
Oh, and he's already had heated moments with Justin.
I'll tell you one thing. I hope if Bozeman doesn't start, wherever he is on the field, he better run out there and beat the shit out of him if he tries anything.
That's always good for, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's why I wasn't mad that they resigned him. I was like, I appreciate that. I like that right there.
That's why he came back, just to defend his quarterback.
That's right.
Well, you remember Gilbert in that training camp when he knocked Herbert down twice. And Herbert, like in one of those, like shoved him, and he's like, "Dude, what's your problem?" And then Tillery's like, "Oh, I'm just trying to play hard or whatever."
Trying to play hard, my ass.
All right, let's go over to WWE for the last segment. Good talk on football. Gilbert, your just quick thoughts on Worlds Collide. I know we spoke about it in the beginning, but definitely a lot of fun. I thought it was a pretty good card, pretty good matches. Hype. There was hype all around, and you got to see some of the younger talent that WWE has, and obviously with the AAA wrestlers as well.
You're right. I like that mix of some WWE guys, but also still keeping a spotlight on the luchadores or AAA guys or triple A. What's that rapper? Victor Anuela.
Anuela.
That's 2 A's.
Yeah, 2 A's.
Double A
batteries. The AAA batteries are the smaller ones. They have a lot of triples in their name. I saw the Triple Mania. Those are the big staple, right, Fernando, for the Lucha Libre.
Yeah.
But I'll say the one negative I didn't like, it took forever to get the show going. There was a double anthem, like it was the boxing. They got the Mexico in the United States. You got
I thought AAA. We thought that they were gonna talk.
You got the guy in the freaking and the ashes of the guy who founded AAA. It was a bunch of. I get it.
Oh yeah, and the photos. That was the funny. I was like, "What is this?" Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, check out the documentary on HBO Max from the guy who did a lot of like cremations for people, but didn't. Like he threw like 20 bodies into one. And what's that thing when you burn people? I forget the name. Anyway,
cremating. I thought you
cremating. Yeah.
Instead of doing one personal one, he stuffed 20 people at once, and he started getting a bunch of money. And it happened in Pasadena, really where I grew up. I used to drive out.
Really weird.
Yeah. Anyway, documentary HBO. Why am I talking about? Oh yeah, the guy was in the urn. Anyways,
I was waiting for the Undertaker to come out.
I know.
But
Undertaker, your brother.
But after that, it was nonstop action. Even the ones I have never heard of, like usually like the first match is pretty good, and then you kind of go to the bathroom where you get food. But I loved every single match. It was 5, I think, Fernando. We had to go a little bit once. Yeah, we had to leave a little early for the main event, but I was disappointed because I wanted to see everything. It was great character. I told Fernando, I kind of felt like I was watching like a circus show or some kind of act in Vegas combined with some great top-notch wrestling. So if you get the chance to watch it in person, I say go ahead and do it. I don't know how you could talk about this, Fernando, more. I don't know what the future is with WWE, but that was one damn good card, and they really let them shine and do their thing there. So to me, I really enjoyed it. I'm glad that I went.
I forgot that Octagon Junior's on TNA as well. So they're starting. It seems like they're using, because WWE has an agreement with TNA and with AAA, so it seems like they're going to start mixing and matching these guys. around or whatever. They also said that JBL was supposed to attend, but JBL kind of has a gimmick right now, and they decided not to use the gimmick.
Well,
So,
right now, yeah, it's kind of
and they were like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't use this gimmick right now. So I know that one got pulled.
I'm glad he's back to being a heel though. That was the best.
But oh yeah, some of his old videos have resurfaced as well, which obviously
hilarious.
Different times.
Hilarious.
But I thought it was a really solid card. I thought it was high powered. I was pointing out to Gilbert, Stephanie Vacar was out there, but I'm like, look, she's not taking any bumps because she's getting ready for tonight. Exactly. Yeah. So Mr. Iguana, I don't know if you guys heard about him, but he had 17,000 followers on Instagram before Saturday, and now he's up to 100,000, I think, the last time I saw.
Dude, we need to upgrade that guy's paint, though. You could tell he was sweating halfway through the damn thing came off.
That's like with Sting. Remember Sting halfway through?
Oh, that was always so bad. Dude, but you remember the Boogeymans, I don't think ever came off.
No, it never did.
I wonder what they use in that thing.
So it was a really good card, really good. I thought everything was very solid from them. I thought, again, I hope that this is what they're going to be using multiple things. The only problem is that now are you going to be having multiple events? Because it seems like WWE now every 2 or 3 weeks is having a PLE.
And it's on purpose, right, Fernando?
Yeah. So I think what they need to do is if they're going to do this, then you can't be having every PLE. I'm going to take away John Cena from this, but you can't have Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, and these guys like keep on doing PLEs on top of that. I would rather them feature some of the guys like Karrion Kross, some of the guys in AAA, some of the guys in TNA. Start emphasizing some of these other people and give other people a chance. If you're going to be doing this so often, don't burn people out with watching Jey Uso against Logan Paul and then obviously discovering that one is better, a lot more talented in the ring than the other, which I thought that was a little bit of a mistake to put Logan as his first title defense. I thought you're going to show the discrepancies between one very athletic wrestler or athletic individual and somebody that does kind of the same move set over and over again, and it's going to look a little different. But I just think that WWE kind of needs to take this a different way and try and emphasize the multitudes of talent. We haven't seen The Miz in a while. Karrion Kross hasn't been on TV. Like, there's been a lot of people.
That guy that wrestled.
Yeah, it's been a while. So there's a lot of people that you're missing out on because they're trying to just fit the same people over and over. Like, there's multiple times where, like the other day, and I'm not against it because I like it, but Seth Rollins was on TV 3 times on SmackDown, and it's like, well, you should maybe emphasize a little bit more some of the other wrestlers, and I think these PLEs would be perfect for it. But again, I think Worlds Collide was great. Money in the Bank, just real quick, I thought it was a solid card. I really like Dominic Mysterio and
that's my dog.
And Octagon. I thought they did really well. The women's ladder match was great. I had a sneaky suspicion that Naomi was going to be the one that won it just because I honestly, my personal opinion, I thought Stephanie Vacar should have gotten it. I thought her barely coming in, her getting that, and then waiting about a couple months, maybe till the Royal Rumble or something would have been smart for them. That would have been fun. I know why they're going with Naomi. Naomi catches in, beats Tiffany. She fights Tiffany a couple times, and then boom, full circle. Her and Jade Cargill go at it for the belt. Jade Cargill beats her, and then Jade Cargill takes her.
Is she ready for that, though? She's been training for the last 4 years.
She's gotten better. I've noticed her the last couple of times I've seen her wrestle. She's gotten better. Then obviously, ultimately,
Rousey out there, dude.
Ultimately, what they want is a Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair WrestleMania match, which I think that's what we're going to get next year. But I think that's the route that they're going. On the men's side, Seth Rollins winning was pretty predictable. I know a lot of fans are really mad and they wanted LA Knight to win.
Yeah, right. You know who I wanted to win?
El Grande Americano.
That would have.
You know what's funny?
I told Dan. Amazing.
I told Dan there was a moment. Oh no! This was on the women's side. Stephanie Vacar really had the thing. Yeah, started unhooking it. And I'm like, no way. And then I can't remember if it was Alexa Bliss or Juliana. One of them ran in and stopped her. I was like, wow, I thought we were actually getting it. On the men's, I just didn't think anybody else made sense except for Seth. I thought Seth was
Yeah.
Me and Andrade.
let him take his rightful
Oh,
spot.
you mean ex Mr. Flair? No
Yeah.
thanks.
Oh,
dude.
I gotta say this,
It
Fernando.
was a
I gotta
random
give
match,
LA
yeah.
Knight a lot of credit because he
Yeah,
put
he
on a
did.
show in this one.
Yeah.
I know you've been
Yeah.
kind of critical of him, but and you've said it. Like if it's your hometown, you're not winning it. So, but
Yeah, no,
he did.
that's a Vince McMahon rule.
I thought he was gonna get it when he went up the ladder and then.
Well, he's not even from LA. He's not even from
Huh?
LA.
I
LA
was gonna
Knight.
say,
No, I
yeah,
know,
he
but
did-
Yeah. No, I know. He even said, yeah, but that's a thing. I'm only critical because it's just the damn cat. Like him and Jey Uso. That's the problem I have. The catchphrases. I can't
Oh.
stand that. Like you just have to go through it. Like it's a checklist.
Dude,
it's annoying. Like
The-
that's why I told Dan and Little Daniel in our group chat because Little Daniel like loves LA Knight. I was like, can you imagine LA Knight versus Jey Uso? It'd be 4 letters, 1 word, and the other one would be like, whose game is this? LA Knight. Yeah, like, dude, come on, like, give me something. So, but again,
Dude, the way I describe Jey Uso, I'm like, the entrance is cool, the song's catchy, and then I'm over it. Get him out of
Yeah.
here. Like I
He's like
can't.
He's like the opposite of a closer. He's like the opener, but with the catchy song. You know how
Yeah.
like closers get their own song?
Yeah.
Like this is
like,
the same.
like
him
the thing
and
that's
Cody
crazy to
are
me-
interesting as a tag team because they both kind of have something missing. Each of them
Yeah.
have one
Yeah.
little thing missing, and I obviously I'm not an expert or anything, but I just think that there's something missing in both of them that they kind of need.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't like that John Cena ate the pin for against
Dude,
Why
the last 2 weeks of the John Cena tour is like, what are we
Whoa,
doing?
whoa, whoa,
But like
That was a
on top
gr-
of
that was a
that,
great
on top
ending.
of
His
that,
wrestling
Damn,
has gotten
R-Truth.
better the last couple weeks. I'll give John
Who,
Cena
Cena?
that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
but
No,
going
he
back
looked
to
like
what
he
you
looked
said,
That was a great full
Going-
circle moment.
going
with
back to
R-Truth?
what you
He
said,
gets fired and then he goes does a pin on John Cena. I mean,
Yeah.
No,
let's
no.
zero
I,
pin
no,
on
I
John
didn't say
Cena.
that. No, I didn't mean that. I liked R-Truth coming in. I didn't like that Cena ate the pin from Cody because
yeah,
John Cena last time he faced Cody, he beat him for the championship. Now you're like letting him eat the pin for him. I thought that's why they put Logan in there, so Logan would eat
Oh.
the pin, and he would cost John Cena the match. But one, they're setting up for a John Cena Logan Paul, and I can already tell by the match, which I'm really interested to see Cena's brute style against Logan's high flying. I'm interested to see what kind of match they're gonna put on. But yeah, I love the R-Truth coming back. The only thing is I do not believe Triple H when he says it was a work. I don't believe that. I think they looked
They
at the
really
numbers.
fired him.
Yeah, I think well, no,
Really?
they just didn't they weren't gonna re-sign him. Same thing that they did with there was one other person that Carlito. They didn't bring him back, or they're not re-signing him either. So I thought, and then they got the pushback from the fans and even the superstars, because I know that I don't know if you guys saw on Monday, Rhea was in a pink sports bra.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of like, why is she in a pink sports bra? Like, what's going on? She took the shirt off. She had an R-Truth shirt and she had to take it off before the match.
yeah.
So and then he came
Shout
back,
out.
but he's coming back as Ron Killings. So I'm
Yeah.
interested if he's done with all the bullshit, funny stuff, and he's gonna go back to being Ron Killings. So that'll be interesting. But overall, I say, oh, there he is.
There he is, our guy.
I don't know if you know
We
this,
want
Gilbert.
Truth. Yeah,
He has his own song.
Joe Morley.
Joe,
Samoa?
Joe.
Hey Joe, are you over Jey Uso or no? That's a real
Yeet.
question.
Is that you?
I'm over it.
But
Dude, he
Gilbert,
can't cut a
I know you
promo,
were
his
watching
wrestling-
it. I was
Right.
very proud when you texted in the group chat that you were watching it.
I was into the wrestling that day. I went to Worlds Collide. Unfortunately, I got denied for the second one, but I was still in wrestling mode.
Not happy.
And I gotta
What'd
say,
you think?
Fernando, just for my 2 cents, I thought it was a great card. I did not like the Seth Rollins ending. I wanted LA Knight, like Victor said. Who else was in it? Even Chad Gable I would take, but I know it's kind of a controversial. Sorry.
Chad
Gran-
Gable
He
was
was in the
not
first
in-
one.
The
El
coffee
Chad
break.
Grande
Gable.
Americano.
Exactly.
No. I'm with Michael Cole here. I think it's the same guy because he's wearing the same boots every week. But whatever.
No, you're wrong.
Uh,
You're wrong. Are you doing the ayahuasca because they're in honor of
You know what?
Aaron
I did
Rodgers,
love that Michael Cole kept on saying it was Chad Gable and McAfee and Wade Barrett were like, it's not Michael Cole, it's not him. And They were trying to.
He's like, oh, look at his nipples; they're different.
Yeah. Why are you looking at his nipples? I'm doing real journalism work, Michael Cole.
I gotta say, I didn't really like that trio, but that line would made it up for me. Yeah, they all look alike. Yeah, those Chads,
Vic,
man.
what
You
did
know,
think
Joe.
of the card.
I'll say this. I'll talk about two things here, and I'll be quick with it. Chad Gable, who you brought up, reminds me a lot. He's like a little mini Kurt Angle, but
Yeah.
I think part of what I like about Chad Gable is that he helps other wrestlers. Like he's
100%.
he's the workers guy. Like he's the guy that you want, like the veteran guy that you bring into your clubhouse that is there to make sure that everything goes right. And
you'll
he's
put on
been
a
able
banger.
to do that. He went on Worlds Collide, and then let's say he's playing another character, and he's doing a great job of it.
Allegedly.
And
Allegedly.
if that's what if he's
Cannot
doing.
be confirmed.
The other thing is, I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep screaming this, but I thought the two best matches for me, or in the card for Money in the Bank, had women in it. It was the man versus Lyra Valkyria. I thought that was the best match of the night. I thought their chemistry in the ring is so good. And then, like at the end, where the man was like, "Hey, raise my hand," and then she does it, and I was like, "Come on, Lyra, do it." And she finally turned, and she.
But this match was way better than the Backlash. I thought the Backlash match was okay.
You're right.
I thought this one was a lot better.
Yeah. And then the women's match for Money in the Bank, I thought it was great. I was waiting to see what would happen between Stephanie Becker and Rhea Ripley. I thought that was a great move. And then the way they did the ladders too, that one was great too. And Naomi winning, I thought, like you mentioned, what they're setting up with Jade Cargill, I think makes a lot of sense. But I'm with you. Like I honestly expected Stephanie Becker. Like I've been telling you, like for me, like WWE is kind of dropping the ball, because I think the wrestlers that are getting the most pop are the women, and they're doing such a great job. Like they just went and got Mariah May. She's at NXT now, so like this whole roster is starting to move up, and as you said, like they're kind of getting squeezed in. I hope that they give them more shine, because they're putting in work, and we're not I didn't even mention Liv Morgan, who's kind of been sidelined right now, like for no reason.
The problem is, and that's what I was telling Gilbert also when we were there at Worlds Collide, and I told Dan while we were watching, because he was watching it, he watched it a little while ago just to see what happened at Money in the Bank. I told him, I'm like, the problem is that you still have women that are holding on there, like. You forgot about Alexa Bliss because she had a kid. She was away for a while. She's now back. Because I thought she should have been. I thought Stephanie Becker and Alexa Bliss and Roxanne Perez were my three favorites to win. I thought one of those three needed to win, but they went with Naomi. I understood why. But I definitely think that the WWE is about to have a huge problem, because they have so Bailey, but that's because they're setting her up for a big match with I think with Valkyria and Becky. I think they're gonna do a triple threat with them. But you have a lot of talented women coming over, and there's a lot of women that are ready to graduate from NXT. So WWE is gonna have a pretty big problem coming up soon. And then tonight, I mean, I'm not watching it yet, but we'll watch it in a little bit. But tonight, Nikki Bella makes a return to Monday Night Raw.
Really?
What she's gonna announce? Yeah, friend, Dan and I's friend, huh, Dan?
Yeah. Exactly.
The show.
Exactly.
Well, soon, hopefully, one day she'll be friend of the show.
Exactly.
But she was awesome, and so was Brie. But that's just kind of my 2 cents. The only thing I wanted to touch on real quick before I go to Dan and Dan finishes off.
No, it's okay.
Is I'm just so impressed with why.
What?
I said I'm gonna say one more thing and then it's you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's your I'll say something. I meant say something quick. I got dominated.
Yeah.
I got dominated the whole time, but I'll wait. I'll wait for my turn.
No, go ahead. I apologize.
No, it's okay. I got cut off like 3 times. No. Say your one thing. Say your one thing. Say your one thing, and then we can move on. No. I'm not.
I'm gonna get out. You go.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused, but whatever.
Just say what you gotta say.
The only thing I was gonna say was one thing I do hope that I think sometimes they kind of miss out on sometimes in WWE is that they need to push the Young Bucks a little bit. Like, that's why, the Trinity thing, I understand what Fernando's saying, but I'm kind of like, would I rather see maybe that again or that storyline or maybe one of the younger ones start coming up? I think I'd rather see Stephanie Vaquer, one of the younger ones, come up.
Yes.
Like, I was a huge fan of the Roxanne Perez angle with the Judgment Day. I think that's awesome and hilarious. Stephanie Vaquer obviously making some noise. But, again, don't pass up the Young Bucks. Just like, I'll say it bluntly. No more Charlotte Flair, I hope. Very spaced out veterans, I hope, because you have to at one point get the Young Bucks in there to start getting some experience. You know what I mean? The other thing I'll say is this. Going back to Vic's point, I thought he brought up something really good about Chad Gable. I hope they give him a push at some point, dude. Like, I can't believe, in my opinion, you have Jey Uso who can't cut a promo and maybe not as good in the ring, in my opinion. And this guy does both. You know what I mean? Like, and he eats pins left and right. And, I don't care if it's the Grande Americano or the
Wait, what are you talking
Allegedly.
or the allegedly Chad Gable. Yeah, right.
Doesn't wear a mask.
I put myself in a corner there. I realized I fucked that up, but like, you know what I mean? I would love to see Grande Americano even just win the United States Championship. I think that would be hilarious. No, United States. He's from the Gulf of America, so why wouldn't he win it from his hometown state? But one thing I will say is this. I was really happy to see kind of Dom look a little more dominant as a champion, because I've been so tired of him eating pins and kind of looking like the scared guy trying to run away after he talks shit and everything else. So I've been a big dirty Dom guy, and I cannot wait to see the greatest Mysterio ever, in this era. I can't wait, because I don't know if you know this, Alberto, his dad's a deadbeat. So
hey, that's a legend. Come on.
That was the one thing. That's the one thing I just wanted to touch on. So Dan took me right into what I wanted to say.
You're welcome.
Dominic Mysterio is just so freaking good. I just love that he's able to get hate. He gets hate until he's in the ring, and they start chanting for him the whole time. And the fans love him. They love to hate on him, but they love to cheer him on. I thought he was hilarious when he tells those guys, he's like, ¿Qué me vas a hacer? Yo soy el campeón, no me puedes tocar.
No estás de mi nivel.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's so funny. I love that he mixes in the Spanish and the English. Yeah. I love that he has thrown out the pendejo before. He's thrown out other words that you're just like, oh, wow. I'm
and
surprised.
A womanizer, apparently.
Yeah,
dude, have you seen the memes? The memes are hilarious. Even if it's
from what's that one girl? I forgot her name.
Roxanne Perez.
There you go.
Yeah. So they've done a really. Dom's done a great job. I thought it was going to be really hard for him finding his way, but when they put him with the Judgment Day and he kind of found his own route, man, it's been smooth sailing. I like Dan said, they need to be really careful with him. And this Intercontinental Championship run, I think, needs to be for a while. Like, it can't be hey, in SummerSlam he loses it to Finn Balor. I know Finn kind of needs it, but I think that Dom needs to keep it moving forward. So yeah, I think that he definitely needs to keep that championship, but I think Dom is one of the hardest workers in WWE, and I can't wait to see what he does. Even if they split him from the Judgment Day and it's him and Liv moving forward solo, I still think that Dom is but I think
he puts Derek Jeter's dating formation or whatever to shame, honestly.
He's gonna be like what's his name? Never mind. I forgot his name.
He's gonna be like Ric Flair at some point. It's not my fault. These alligators can't hold these feet down or whatever. Woo!
But again, thank you guys so much for checking out another episode of the Four Compas. This week, I think we will be doing a What's Up Bolts probably Thursday to wrap up day 1, 2, and 3 of minicamp. Are you guys doing episode or
tomorrow, right, Vic? Are we still on
tomorrow? Yeah, that's what I was told.
Okay. Tomorrow.
By the big boss.
These guys will be doing one tomorrow. We'll do one on Thursday to kind of wrap up the 3 days because it'll be a long week. So don't forget to check out probably. I don't know what time Thursday. We'll get back to you guys on that. What time are you guys going to do it tomorrow so that the good people know?
What time works for Gilbert?
I'm gonna be in a lot of traffic coming from Woodland Hills, so maybe like 5 or 6. I'll text you, Vic.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, so around 6. Plan for around this
Okay,
time.
so
tomorrow.
plan around 6 o'clock. We'll let you guys
Very
know
cool.
what time Dan and I do it. Again, Tuesday, Justin Herbert speaks. That's the first time he's talking since the Houston game, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, really?
Wednesday, Khalil Mack, and then Thursday, TBD. But again, thank you guys so much for checking out another episode of Compas on the Beat. We will be back next. Are we gonna do next Tuesday or next Monday?
I don't know. Up to you guys. I don't know my calendar right now, but it will be the last show before a break, right?
Yeah, we're going to take a little bit of a break after. We will be still doing events. I have a bunch of, Dan and I have a bunch of camps we'll be hitting for the next few weeks. So make sure there's going to be a bunch of content flowing out. We just won't have the shows because we want to give the guys a little bit of a rest, but we'll still be doing stuff here and there. But again, thank you guys so much. Thank you to Vic. Thank you to Dan. Thank you to Gilbert. Let's get out of here, Gilbert. ¿Sabes qué? Vámonos.
Y no estás en mi nivel, perro. Nos vamos, pues. Vámonos.